Right.
Right? So now what's sin? He said, if you sinning, I don't know you. Right? So now we got to figure out what's sin. Give me 1 John 3 and 4. Let's see what sin is. Now we can see what Christ is saying. Watch this.
1 John chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committed sin,
Whoever commits a sin, read.
transgresseth also the law.
Transgress means to break. You're breaking the law, read.
For sin is the transgression of the law.
Sin is the breaking of God's laws. So when God says, thou shalt not steal, that's a law of God.
Right.
If you break that, you're in the midst of sin, right? Thou shalt not commit adultery. That's a law of God. If you break that, you're in the midst of sin, right? Now go back to Matthew 7 and 21. Now it's going to make sense. You see how you make sense of the Bible? You got to get precept upon precept, and then you plug it in and make it's just like pure English now. Watch this.
Matthew chapter 7 and verse 23. And then 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord.
Lip service. Just because you say you know me, read.
Shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
That don't mean you get in the kingdom, read.
But he that doeth the will of my Father.
But he that doeth the will of my Father. What's the will of my Father? What's God's will that we got to do? Let's get that. So I'm going to continue to break it down for you. So when you leave here, you know exactly how you get a relationship with God. Right. You know exactly how to get the kingdom. Watch this.
Psalms chapter 40 and verse 8. I delight to do thy will, oh my God.
I delight to do your will, God. Now let's see what it is. Read.
Yea, thy law is within my heart.
My what?
Thy law is within my heart.
Thy law is in my heart. So what's God's will? Read it again for him.
Thy law is within my heart.
Read it from the top.
I delight to do thy will.
Thy will?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thy law
law
is within my heart.
So what's the will of God? Read it again. He gonna get it. Watch this.
I delight to do thy will.
Stay with me. Yeah, it's all good. Watch this.
I delight to do thy will, oh my God.
Yea.
Thy law.
Thy what?
Thy law.
Thy what?
Thy law is within my heart.
So what's the will of God? Thy law. Thy law. God's laws is in my heart. That's how you do the will of God. That's how you do things well-pleasing to God.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? Go back to Matthew 7:21. We're gonna read it down with all the precepts now, and it's gonna make sense. Read.
Matthew chapter 7, verse 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord.
Not everybody that say I got a personal relationship with God, read.
Shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
That's not gonna get you in God's good graces. Read on.
But he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven.
It said but, meaning on the opposite, instead of not getting in, the ones that do the will of God, they gonna get in. We just found out according to Psalm 40 and 8, the will is God's laws. That's his commandments. That's how you gonna get in, read.
Many will say to me in that day.
A lot of Christians gonna say, a lot of Baptists gonna say, a lot of Pentecostals gonna say, a lot of Catholics gonna say, a lot of Seventh-day Adventists gonna say, read.
Many will say say to me in that day, Lord, Lord.
They gonna say, Jesus, Jesus, hallelujah, read.
Have we not prophesied in thy name? And in thy name have cast out devils?
We believed in you, Jesus. Read on.
And in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you.
Christ gonna say, I never knew you. You never had a personal relationship with me.
Right.
You never had a relationship with me. Read.
Depart from me.
Get out of here, you stranger.
Ye that work iniquity.
Everybody that's in the midst of sin, which is breaking God's laws. You still stealing from each other. Get out of here. I never knew you. You're still lying to each other. Get out of here. I never knew you. You're breaking the Sabbath every Sabbath. Get out of here. I never knew you. You're drinking in excess. You're smoking weed, defiling your temple, whoremongering, not getting married, not taking care of the children you produce. Get out of here, you wicked Negroes, because I never knew you. That's how you know it. That's how you know if you're a liar or not. You see what I'm saying? So now, you remember what I read you earlier. God said we above all people. He requires us to keep his laws, right? So now how old are you? You're 15, right? You're a young man. You're a young man. Young man already got a job. You already example to a lot of bum brothers.
Right.
I know a lot of 30-year-olds ain't got no job.
Right.
And you're doing that right. But guess what? You know they can learn from that example. Now, if you start keeping the commandments, they're going to learn from that example too. Right? So here go a thing a lot of 15-year-olds do. Right? We celebrate every year our day. What's our day? What's your day of the year? Huh? Your birthday. When's your birthday? May 9th. What sign is that? Taurus, right? Taurus is what you call astrology. When you say I'm a Taurus, you're saying I am of another god. You're saying I am a Taurus, a Leo, a Sagittarius. That stuff ain't in here. So let me show you what law you're breaking. Give me Exodus 20 and 3. Just bear with me, right? I'm going to show you one thing that you can get out of the midst of, and you can be an example to all your people, so you don't be in the midst of sin. Remember sin? Christ said, depart from me, ye that work iniquity, which is sin. Watch this.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 3. Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
You shall have no other gods before me. This is what God said out of his own mouth. So guess what? If you say I'm a Taurus, that's another god. You see what I'm saying? If you celebrate New Year's, that's Janus. You get what I'm saying? You got Christmas, that's Tammuz. All these things are attached to other gods.
Right.
But we didn't know it. So we celebrating our birthday and we breaking now, so I have no other gods before me, right? Now give me Job 3 and 1, right? So every year I used to celebrate my birthday, my favorite day of the year. That's when I turn up. It's all about me. You know what I'm saying? But let's see what God say about it. Watch this.
This is the book of Job, chapter 3 and verse 1.
Chief. Same old, yeah, we teaching blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth in the Bible, right? We are the Israelites. Read on.
After this, opened Job his mouth and cursed his day.
Curse his what?
His day.
Curse his what?
His day.
Job cursed his day.
Right.
Let's find out what his day was. Read.
And Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born.
The day perish wherein I was what?
Wherein I was born.
So what was his day? The day he was born, his birthday, right? Now go to Job 1 and 4. Now let's see what happened. Let's see what his kids did. Job cursed his day, the day that he was born. Now let's see what happened with his children. Watch this.
Job chapter 1 and verse 4. And his sons went and feasted in their houses.
His sons went to go have a feast. That's you know how like on Thanksgiving everybody come together and eat and feast and family and all that? He said his sons went to go feast, right? Read on.
Everyone his day.
Everyone his what?
His day.
His what?
His day.
So what's his day? His birthday. So his sons had a big old birthday party. And the family came over and feasted. We're reading it in the Bible, right? Read on.
And sent and called for the 3 sisters.
He called his 3 sisters over. Family come over. It's a party. It's my day. Right? Read on.
To eat and drink with them.
Celebrating party. Read.
And it was so. When the days of their feasting were gone about.
When the birthday party was over.
That Job sent and sanctified them. And rose up early in the morning.
When Job found out his kids had a birthday party, he got up early in the morning, read.
And offered burnt offerings. According to the number of them all.
He gave an animal sacrifice saying what?
For Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned.
Have done what?
Have sinned.
Have done what?
Sin.
So when you celebrate your birthday, you're doing what?
Sin.
So next time you celebrate your birthday, you're going to sin. That's a sin in the Bible. They never told us that.
Right.
Why they never told us that?
Bring it out.
Because I would have never did it if they would have told me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So now I'm used to celebrating my birthday. I don't know that I'm sinning. Now people that celebrate their birthday go to church. They go to the Pentecostal church. They go to the Catholic church. They go to the Baptist church. The pastor celebrate his birthday. Right? And then when Christ come back, go back to Matthew 7:21. Look what everybody gonna say that's celebrating their birthday. Watch this.
Matthew chapter 7 and verse 21. Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven.
They gonna say, Jesus, Jesus, we've been waiting on this day. Right? Read on.
But he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven.
The people that do God's laws, they the ones that's getting in. Read.
Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name?
Haven't we called your name in front of many people? We knocked on door to door. We evangelized. We rode on a little bike with a white t-shirt and taught people about Jesus Christ. Read.
And in thy name have cast out devils. And in thy name done many wonderful works. And then will I profess unto them.
He said, this is what I'm going to say to him.
I never knew you.
Christ going to say, I never knew you. Why so?
Depart from me.
Get out of here.
Ye that work iniquity.
Ye that sin. It may have been when Job's sons celebrated their birthday, they sinned. So guess what? Everybody on the planet when Christ come back, expecting a hug, and you just celebrated your birthday, you called yourself a Leo, you called yourself a Sagittarius, you had other gods before him, he gonna say, depart from me, I never knew you.
Right.
It's gonna be so many Christians in the lake of fire.
That's
it's
right.
gonna be so many Catholics in the lake of fire.
Right.
It's gonna be so many Baptists in the lake of fire
Right.
just for celebrating birthdays, having other gods. So guess what? That's why Christ said, you gotta be born again. You gotta start over. All the BS that they taught us, you gotta delete it out your mind, start from the beginning, and do what it say.
Right.
God say do that, we do that. He said, okay, we don't do that no more.
Right.
You see that? You gotta start over. So
Right.
guess what? From now on, do we celebrate our birthday? Hell no. God will kill you for that.
Right.
God
Right.
killed Job's kids for that. Made the building fall on their head because they celebrated a birthday. Right? Now look how much sin we in today. Today we're in the midst of sin. Right? Give me Nehemiah 10:31. Today the Sabbath day. Right? What you got in your bag if you don't mind me asking? Huh? Some butter, how much that cost? $5.99 for some butter, right? Today the Sabbath day, did you know that? Today is the Sabbath day. I'm gonna show you, right? Read what you got.
Nehemiah chapter 10 verse 31.
I'm gonna show you a sin that they didn't teach you about. If you knew it, you wouldn't have did it. You would have bought the butter yesterday. Or you would have bought it later tonight. Read what you got.
And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals,
The people of the land bring ware, which is goods, or victuals, which is food. So you got goods and food, read,
on the Sabbath day
on Saturday
to sell,
to sell you.
that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath.
We're not supposed to buy and sell on the Sabbath day. Give me 1 John 2 and 3 again. Let's get it again. Hey, today is the Sabbath day. Today is the Sabbath day. You see what I'm saying? This is law for the people. This is what we need to teach the people. Stop selling drugs to each other. Stop fighting each other. You get what I'm saying? God not calling effeminate men. Read what you got.
1 John chapter 2 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
And hereby we do know that we know him,
Uh-huh.
if we keep his commandments.
We know God and we keep his commandments. Now give me a little Leviticus 21 and 5. Give me Leviticus 21 and 5. Let's read what we got here. This is how we know it. We know God. This is how we know we the king of the Israelites. Read what you got.
Leviticus chapter 21 and verse 5.
Uh-huh.
They shall not make baldness upon their head.
We're not supposed to do that. Thou shalt not. Thou shalt not make baldness upon your head. Just like you shall not celebrate a birthday. Just like you shall not buy and sell on the Sabbath day. You also can't make baldness on your head. Read.
Neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard.
You're not supposed to shave your beard off either. That's a commandment of God.
Right.
So do we know God out here? Or do we go in front of the corner and throw it up and say, I know God already with no goddamn beard on your face? Bring it out. You don't know God.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We're trying to show people God.
Right.
But they walk on in darkness. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to show my young brother here. You got to come back with all your heart and all your soul. Then God will turn your captivity.
That's right.
Then he turn your captivity. Put you back on top. You understand? Give me that Deuteronomy 7 and 6. For sure, man. You remember not to sell on the Sabbath. Don't buy nothing on the Sabbath next time. Next time, do it on Friday, all right? Don't celebrate your birthday. Tell your folks you've seen us, all right? Give us a call and a number, all right? Read what you got.
Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6.
Uh-huh.
Thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God.
God said you are holy people unto him, meaning separate. Ain't nobody like you. Nobody like you, G. Nobody is like you. God said you holy. Read on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee.
God chose you out of all the people on the planet. Read.
To be a special people.
To be what?
A special people.
To be a special people.
Unto himself.
Uh-huh.
Above all people.
No, below all people.
Above all people.
God said you sisters above all people. Y'all above all people. Your hair better than everybody else's. You the greatest people on the planet if you return.
Right.
If you return. Otherwise, we continue in darkness. We pine away in our iniquity. When you pine away, you get worse. Let's get that in Leviticus 26. I think it's like 17. I'll find it. Leviticus 26. We got to get it for the people.
26, 17.
Yeah. Let's get that. Leviticus 26 and 17.
Bring it out.
For you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that don't know, y'all start at 16. Start at 16. Who don't know your nationality? think we know God? Read.
Leviticus chapter 26, verse 16.
Uh-huh.
I also will do this unto you.
He said, I'm also going to do this to you, read.
I will even appoint over you terror.
God said, I'm going to appoint over you terror. The police in your community going to terrorize you. The children in your community going to terrorize you, read.
Consumption.
Consumption, loss of focus, loss of vision, can't understand who you are, read.
And the burning ague.
All the sicknesses in the Bible, you're going to get those, read.
That shall consume the eyes.
They're going to take away your understanding, read.
And cause sorrow of heart.
It's going to cause sorrow in mind, read on.
And ye shall sow your seed in vain.
We're going to have children, we're going to sow our seed for no reason, read.
For your enemies shall eat it.
Your enemy's going to eat you up. Your enemy's going to oppress your children. Come on up, sis. We're reading the prophecies that will happen to the Israelites. Now tell me if it happened or not. Read on.
And I will set my face against you.
God said, I'm going to set my face against you. Read.
And ye shall be slain before your enemies.
God said you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans going to be slain, meaning killed in front of your enemy.
That's right.
On camera, you're going to be killed. On the BART station, you're going to be killed. Just because you stole a candy bar, you're going to be killed. Read.
They that hate you.
The people that hate you, blacks, the people that hate you, Hispanics, and Native Americans, what they going to do?
Shall reign over you.
They going to rule over you. The people that hate you going to rule over you. They going to be your governor. They going to be your president. They going to be your school teacher. Read on.
And ye shall flee when none pursue
We
you.
as a people going to flee when none pursue us. You see what I'm saying? Read on.
And if ye will not yet for all this hearken unto me,
If we will not hearken unto God, meaning listen to God, read.
then I will punish you 7 times
God
more
said he's going to punish us 7 times even more. Read on.
for your sins.
For your sin, for your iniquity, for you celebrating your birthday,
They
for
killed
us,
this
for
nigga
us
a long
breaking the
time ago.
Sabbath day, for us stealing from each other, from us killing each other. Read on.
And I will break the pride of your power.
God said, I'm going to break your pride. We're supposed to be ruling the planet. He said, I'm going to bring you down so low to where you're going to have to get a damn job.
What is a nation?
Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models.